All right. There we are. Good evening, good evening. Hello, hello. Good evening, Brony. Good evening, Meat Sauce. How you all doing? How are things tonight? I'm so glad you could make it. Happy to have you here. I have done a few things and changed a stuff or two. Yeah. So tonight we are playing some more. Well, we're starting to play maybe. We're still a little bit in the preparing phase of things, but we're aiming to play a little bit of Impia, my very own TTRPG system, meant to be played with you, chat. Yes, we are making history. Well, I don't know if that's a new thing, but we're making Imperial history. There we go. For us, it's a new thing. It might be a thing that already exists. Oh, thank you for the heart. I appreciate it. How are you doing tonight? How is everyone doing? Those of you that are already... Let's have a little bit of a roll call first. Make sure everyone is well fed and happy. And all that. I still don't know really what to do for background music. Like, I feel we should have something. I'm leaning toward Spirit City lo-fi sessions. Like right now I have this village background going, but honestly that's just distracting me to hell and back. So let me just fire up Spirit City lo-fi sessions and maybe they have something mysterious-y. So we just have a little bit of background music. It's not necessarily very atmospheric. I would love to use something like Soundtail, but I caught a cold, but other than that, I'm good. Oh, no worries. I'm so sorry. Get well soon. Oh damn, we're in the spooky in the spooky situation right now. I don't know if spooky is the right theme for tonight. Let's go with Chilling with the Unknown instead as a soft background music situation. Yeah, no worries. Welcome back, Meat Sauce. I was just asking how you are. How are things? How are you? How is life? How's everything? I hope you're good. And we'll just have some very soft lo-fi music in the background, but it feels like this. There we go. Just very, very soft there in the background. And we'll turn off the thunderstorm as well. We'll have some soothing wind instead. And that's the cool thing about Spirit City's lo-fi. I can actually add some nature sound and stuff. So we know that our village here of Stony Bridge has certain things. I'm engaged in a mild struggle with an eBay seller currently. Oh, them's the worst. Alright, Brony. Have you been here when we started setting up any of this? Have you any idea of what's going on tonight? Are you aware at all of what's happening here? And what's the struggle there? Meat Sauce. So let's get, I don't know, Distant Cityscape might be a little bit too modern. Do we hear cars in that? Yeah, that's cars. So we'll just go with more of the nature type noises there. Last time I was here we played Stellaris. That's true, yes. Like to state for the record that lo-fi doesn't mean the same thing as it used to. Yeah, I don't even know what lo-fi exactly means. I'm not even sure if it means anything, but you know, relaxed, chill beats. Anyway, Brony, let me pull you in here. So a few weeks ago, I had this weird idea because I play D&D and I run a few groups, and I thought maybe we can play some with chat because we're gonna do a Christmas stream, which is probably gonna be 3 days of Christmas streaming, and I figured we need something to do, and I would like to do something with chat. So I started thinking about coming up with a system for TTRPG like Dungeons and Dragons that we can play on stream, where I am still the game master, but we don't have to worry about stuff like character sheets for every viewer and all that kind of stuff. So I'm building with you as my alpha testers this system here, so we can have some TTRPG fun. Do you know anything about Dungeons and Dragons? Do you maybe even play yourself? It's to be short for low fidelity, but now it seems to mean ambient. Now, to be fair, I just added all these ambient noises there. The music is just kind of like this, right? So I don't know exactly what that would mean in terms of how this is exactly low fidelity, but that's what it is. So yeah, the system is called Impia, meaning godless. And the whole premise is basically, right now we're doing it a little bit different, but I think we're gonna go start tonight considering you all gods. That's the premise. Chat is a pantheon of gods. So each of you in chat, you're a god right now. And the thing is, the people have kind of forgotten. Or they don't believe anymore. Or something, you know? I'll post an example or two in Discord of what lo-fi used to me. I like that. I want to learn. Thank you. Thank you in advance. I appreciate it. And the gods, having been forgotten or some other reason why people are mostly godless now in this world, don't have the same kind of sway as they used to. It's just not the same power. Used to be you could just smite willy-nilly everyone you wanted to. But now this is a distant memory. So, I haven't played it since I was 17. That was 7 years ago. So I might need tips to refresh my mind. But that's fine. You don't need to understand Dungeons and Dragons as a system. All that this is about, basically, is... Come on, Emperor. Words! How do they work? You know this. You have used words before. Use them further. All this is our own system. So you couldn't even read this up because I'm building it and we're learning it together and I'm using feedback and how things work from chat to improve upon it, right? So 3 streams ago or 2 streams ago, I think we built the little village here that we see. So we sat down in Tiny Glade on stream and we just built it together and we made some choices on what the things are that we see here in the village. Like we have a little temple here, we have the red Lion Inn, we have a bathhouse, we have a food storage, we have a little garden and a little park and a little area for festivities and the ruin of the old mill, and here's the new mill, the modern mill, and there lives the vampires in the gothic looking house there. And all these kind of things we just kind of built up. And we started building the party because this is also kind of Emperor law. I don't know. Do you know Rocco? Do you know who Rocco is on this stream? Have you heard of him? Let's see. There's so much I need to explain with this. But then again, I mean, it would probably work, right? I could set up like a website on, or a page on my website explaining all this. To help if someone comes in later and is like, what is this? And they can just post the link, but it's engagement. And right now we're still a few people, like there's what, 3-4 people here, so that's fine. So yeah. Do you know who Rocco is? Have you heard of him? Have you seen him? I mean, I think we painted Rocco on the last Stellaris stream. I think that was Stellaris. Where we drew a little picture of him. Well, I drew a little picture of him. Doesn't cross my mind. This is like my 3rd stream, so I'm not exactly well educated in your community. Well, tonight you're gonna learn. Rocco is our pet rock. And because every streamer has a pet, right? But I don't. So we have a pet rock. A quick explain of my eBay issue then. 16 days since order no-goods arrived, sellers not being corrupted. Oh, lovely. I hope you went through PayPal, because PayPal loves to side with the buyer on these things. Anyway, so Rocco is our pet rock and also my adopted son and heir to the Empire. And he has been cursed. So right now, Right now, Rocco has been turned into a pumpkin. We don't know why. We don't know how. But he is pleading for help. You can see it right over there. Right there. Right there. Always use PayPal, except once when seller offered me a cash discount. That's a risky business. But sure, you know, save a buck, maybe, possibly. So the whole storyline here is we're building a party in this world, in the village of Stony Bridge right now, which is the big picture that I have up on stream right there, built in Tiny Glade. Great program. And we're looking to help this party along with what little powers the gods still have left to undo the curse that has befallen Rocco. And this will be our first little campaign together. I took a mate and he had the cash with strict instruction to drive off if I got attacked. Damn. Grand theft meat sauce. I'm glad nothing happened to you. I mean, if you do a real handoff or a handover in person, the suggestion is usually like meet at a police station. So literal Rock is the heir to the throne. Now, yes, but also in this system that I'm building, I've decided that there is a race of beings which are called Skregs, which are basically living rock. So they're lithoids from Stellaris. The Skregs. So Rocco is a Skreg. He's not just a rock, he is also a rock. He's sentient and all that. Yeah, anyway, so I'm building this program here on the side. Okay, cool. Very good. So I'm building this program here on the side where we enter like a little chronicle. For example, when we built the village, we had this chronicle entry adding the village, and we started building the party last time, but the party isn't fully formed yet, so I didn't add a chronicle entry for the party. So we can see over time the things that were done, accomplished, things happened, events, big and small. And over here, I have started building the party thing. So, Meat Sauce knows possibly there are a few changes over since last time I showed this. I've done a few things. So let me walk you through this a little bit. Both, so you understand what the hell you're even looking at, and both that I ensure that I know, actually, you know, we're going to leave Rocco up for tonight. It's about him after all. And also, so I know what I'm talking about and I can explain what's happening here, because certain things aren't really fleshed out yet at all. So they might change. This is all a work in progress. Now, each of these squares here is a character. So these we created on last Monday's stream. We have Steve here. We have Humming Chalky Bristle, who is an imp. There are imps, of course. Of course. In the Empire, there must be imps. We have Scarp, who is also a Skreg. So a fellow Skreg who wishes to undo the curse befallen Rocco. Because, see, the stone people, the Skregs, they can't quite envision what physical, biological life might be like. And Scarp thinks that Rocco is probably in like the worst existential horror ever, right? And we have also Malok Shorty Stone Mender, who is a dwarf. We can still add a few, so if you would like to help add a character here, totally we can do that. The party has really not much in terms of limits, but I think like 6 party members to start out would be pretty good. Now, each party member has a race, who they are. That doesn't really mean anything yet. It's just a little thing. It's just a fun little thing for RP purposes. Then they have a picture. These are all obviously placeholders, which I drew myself. Yes, thank you for asking. I am indeed an artist. So if anyone in the community, for example, wants to paint a portrait, draw a portrait, or a stick figure representing one of these characters, they could submit it in the Discord and then we can pull it up, or I draw one, you know, whatever works. I considered, you know, we could just AI generate that stuff, but why? Let's have some fun. Let's make art together. Let's have a little bit of joy here in the world. Actually, I think there's even some sort of online thing where we can draw all together on the same canvas and stuff. Just remember that the Steam forums will rip on placeholders if you ship them in 1.0. No, but if you create a character that doesn't have a picture yet, you need a placeholder, of course. I'm also not ever shipping this on Steam. I'm telling you this. This is I'm building for my own purposes. I like if this ever goes anywhere, I think this is a Kickstarter project where we find someone who can build this properly. Because this is very spaghetti in the background. You did see the wink emoji, right? Yes, but that could have been flirting, meat sauce. That could have been flirting. Alright. Let's go a little bit over what we have here. This is a lot to take in, so I might not remember all of this. My light fever isn't helping also, so I don't know if I'd be much help, but I'll try. Oh, don't worry about it. That's okay. That's okay, Brony. That's okay. Gute Besserung. Get well soon. I appreciate you being here with your light fever. And you know what? Maybe out of a light fever dream comes some really cool inspiration. I'd like to think I'd know if I was flirting. Well, you might, but I never know if someone is flirting with me. My base assumption is just no one ever flirts with me, ever. That is to avoid any confusion. I have had problems with this approach, but I've also had problems with a more nuanced approach, so I'm sticking with that approach. Anyway, so meat sauce, you know this a little bit better because you have seen it before. And what I've done is we still have these buttons to do the rolls. So every character has 3 skills. They have brawn, mind, and emotion. And they have a dice value assigned to it. Don't worry, Brony, contribute if you feel like it, but do not feel any pressure. All right, exactly. Thank you. That's exactly how it goes. You're here to be entertained. If you want to contribute, absolutely. If not, I hope I do a good measure of entertaining somewhat. So, because I wanted to keep it kind of simple and not have like, I don't know, D&D has like 6 main skills, like charisma, intelligence, wisdom, blah, blah, blah. I wanted it a little bit simpler, so I condensed it all down. So we only have 3. Brawn is everything physical, mind is everything cerebral, so thought, philosophy, whatever, and emotion is just basically everything that is like a social interaction, stuff like that. Not necessarily always. You could approach a social interaction with the mind. You could even try and intimidate someone, right? That would be a brawn action then. So instead of having all these things where it's like, oh, you have the main skills and then you have the sub skills where it's like intelligence influences how good you are at investigating things and stuff. We're boiling it all down. There's 3 things, and the 3 things inform everything. Now what I did is I added like the last 3 roles under each of these. So if we look at him, he has only done 1 roll so far. If we click this, roll is added. If we click this, roll is added. If we click this, first roll goes away. So we have a little bit of a history for the rolls. I don't know why we might need this, but we need to see the current roll anyway. So I figured, okay, if we're showing the current roll, might as well show all the last 3 rolls. Because also what you can see is if we hover over this, oh, actually you can't see that. Damn. It's not being picked up by OBS. That's a shame. So I included a tooltip where it shows me how the system reached this number. Meaning there is a modifier system where you guys come in, because you can curse or you can bless these party members. That's up to you. There will be some mechanics on how you do this, but those are mainly Twitch stuff. So for example, I might start a prediction and be like, what do you think will be the next dice roll? Between 1 to 10 or between 11 and 20? And if it goes between 1 and 10, the people who voted for 1 and 10 can then vote on whether or not they give a character a boon or a blessing or something like that. Brony taking notes there. Very good. Again, this is all a little bit wild. Anywho. So we have some health. We have the ambitions, which is just text. So Steve here, for example, wants to earn a name that isn't Steve. This is his goal. This is his character growth goal in this campaign. Steve wants to have a name that isn't just Steve. He wants to have a cool name like Steve the Conqueror or Steve the Note Taker. You know, like Brony here. They have a health value, which is based on their primary stat. The primary stat is identified by their D value. So the D12 is their primary stat, or their gifted stat, their gifted skill. They're really good at that one. Then we have the boons and curses. And this is, I think, this is going to be the most interesting system in this for now, because it directly affects you, or you directly affect it, rather. And we have some notes. Which I also, meat sauce, this is maybe a bigger change from last time. I can finally edit these. So I added the notes and stuff that I didn't have in there first time around. So this is about the characters. The characters have two more options really to them. They might die or they might stop being adventurous. So if they die, we bury them and they go down to the graveyard. And if they retire because they're like done, maybe Steve gets his cool name and he's like, okay, listen, we're not fully done with the quest, but I got my name. I don't need nothing else. And then he's like, I'm retiring. So he leaves the party. And then the party might need to go find someone else. Clapping emoji. Thank you so much. Chat is gonna fill up a little bit more a little bit later, because I saw on Discord people discussing that they can't really make it immediately. I also never sent the we're going live now type notification, so that's great. That's really good. We like that. Well, I sent the message now. That's fair enough. Right, so this is what I have so far. It's not, again, it's not perfect, but it should suffice for what we have. So the question is, we already have a few characters in the party, but we can have, as I said, pretty much any amount, really. So we could play around with getting another character into the party, or we could start writing the chronicle entry for party creation, which I'm now realizing is going to be a little bit difficult because I have to keep switching between the tabs. And I can't really see the party directly, but I have a little trick that you're not going to see. That's going to help me a little bit with some of this. You know, let me start on my little trick here, because we're going to need it. So I think we're going to go start with the party entry, shall we? So the party is being formed. You can also, that is something that you could do now. If you have an idea for what one of these characters might look like. Steve the Fae, Humming Chalky Bristle the Imp, Scarp the Screg, or Malak Shorty Stonemender the Dwarf. You can go find yourself a picture or make one even, I don't know, and throw it up in the Discord. We probably should have a Discord channel for Impia, shouldn't we? Like a dedicated Impia channel, no? Where I can post things and we can discuss this specifically. Can I have a... I mean, it could be a thread in the TTRPG's channel. I think we already have a thread in the TTRPG channel. That's what it is. Yeah, it has 2 messages. So much for that. Forget it. Anyway, let's build our chronicle entry. So, the party is being formed. Shia LaBeouf emoji. I don't know which one. There's so many. Alright, so, party? No. People? Yes. Oh, this is... There are so many good parties being formed. Icons here. Oh, just do it. What color do we take for the parties being formed? Chat, think about the color we should use for this icon here. It's going to be this color. We're using this icon, and it's going to be this, whatever color we choose. party is formed. Tonight it's being formed. Tonight we finish the party. That's the very least we're going to go do. Maybe we do something else. But the least I want to achieve tonight is make the party. Mid blue, is this a light or a dark? Or is that literally what you mean with mid? That it's like there somewhere. Like lavender? Or is it more of a blue here? Or more of a this blue? I'll leave it at this blue and you tell me if this is the right blue you're thinking about. More sky blue. Okay. So this is pretty sky blue. Like so. All right, very good. We take that color and I will be writing down the names of our first party. In the village of Stony Bridge. Stony Bridge Excalibur. Really, that's the real name. The party to help lift Rocco's curse is formed. The members are as follows. Now we do a little list here, and we have Steve the Fae, who wishes to have a better name than Steve. Humming Chalky Bristle. The Imp, who wishes to be taken seriously. We have Scarp, the Scrig, who wishes to save her brethren and be part of something bigger. And last but not least, for now, we have a Malak, Shorty, Stonemender, the dwarf who... Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I've never tried this. I don't know if this stays in here when I switch the tab. So I'm gonna go add the entry just so it's safe there. We can edit it. And I'll put something in here again just to see if when we switch around, if that stays or not. Nope, it empties out. Good thing I saved this before we switched over, huh? I never tested this. So his ambition is to save Rocco Rex, support the Scarp. Support Scarp, not the Scarp. Wants to people's... okay, wants to people to... Okay, yeah. Good, Emperor. Good. English be great, be. Wants people to stop calling him short stuff or shorty. There we go. All saved up. Okay. Who wants to help Rocco and Scarp while no longer being called shorty or short stuff. Now, this I say is the party as it sets out from the village. So we don't wait for people to come in and make more characters and stuff. There might be more that they encounter along their travels who then join the party. So let's try and get into this. I also need to sneeze. Oh dear. Okay, false alarm. Good evening, Rookie. How are you doing tonight? How are things? Oh, they're so fine. That's okay. No worries. Welcome. Welcome in. Hello, hello. How are you? How are you?
Second just redeemed Pet Rocco.
Yes. Prost, Kippis, Skull, cheers. Pull it, Rocco. Pull it, ding, Rocco. Ding.
Rookie second just redeemed. Down pointing finger. Do 12x scrots.
Okay, another hydrate. Let's have it.
Rookie
2 dice
second
rolls
just
coming in.
redeemed. Droplet, the Emperor shall hydrate.
Thank you, Rookie, for keeping me healthy and fit.
Rookie second just redeemed.
Let's start with the dice
Raised
rolls.
hand, do 1 minute cherry pickers.
So that's at 3, and I'm now realizing I don't have that up yet. Give me a moment. Let me bring that in. Ding ding!
Rookie second just redeemed. Flexed biceps, do 14 times 6 kilograms bicep curls.
Pom, 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 pom.
Rookie second just redeemed. Dice, roll the dice.
Okay, so the 3 tonight is extra 10 bicep curls. Well done, Rookie. Congrats. And an 18
Rookie second
is our
just
next number.
redeemed. Dice, roll the dice.
So that is a shot of citrus for the Emperor. All right. We'll do the workout stuff. I then go get the shot of citrus, and then we get back into this. If you have any questions whatsoever, now is your chance to ask them while I do workout, so I can answer them and everything. The party has been formed. The party has been formed. You can see the party here, right there. I don't know. Is this? Can you read this? Also, Mitsos, I need your help on the word eligible. Legible. Readable. There is a cooler word for it. A little hard, I must say. Okay. Alright. No worries. We'll fix it live. There is a word for readable, which is eligible. But I can't get it. It's not right. I know it's not right. Woo. Would this be better? Legible? Legible. Is this more legible? Or still not? Because eligible is if you're available for like marriage or eligible for a job or something. That's a different thing. Legible. I can read it all right. Okay, Rookie, you had some issues. Is it a little bit easier to read now? Because I can fix this live right now. No problem. Sorta. Font size 18 pix. Okay, let me close this here. Let's reload this. Huh? Why you not take this? What's going on? Oh, because it's a ULP. Okay. I got it. All right, no problem. UL LI. There we go. Okay. Now it's a little bit bigger. It's easier to read. Let me do all the redemptions. So it's 24 bicep curls and 24 bicep curls, 12 squats, 1 minute cherry pickers, and a shot of citrus. All right, so have you got any questions to the campaign setup so far? Where we are at, what's happening, why, and what's happening next, maybe? So anyone want to do the squats along with me, do feel free, as far as your body allows you to. I'm wearing pants tonight that haven't fit me in a solid 3 years or something, so I'm hoping that they are fit enough for squats in. Otherwise you might hear a pant rip tonight. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, What is that emote? Oh, that's a laugh. Okay. Now, question for chat. How many of you had pants rip in their life so far? I will answer the question myself. I think I have had 2 pants rip in my life. All right, 24 bicep curls. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Skaroos the Proud Viking
18.
just redeemed. Dice. Roll
19.
the dice.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Skaroos the Proud Viking just redeemed. Dice. Roll the dice.
Welcome, Securus. How are you doing tonight? So nice you could make it. Thank you for joining. And you're only rolling twice tonight because you're saving up. Meat Sauce has ripped their pants once, but more from Hulk type strain than overweightness. Well, both my pant rips were from being overweight. I can tell you that. Some strain was involved. Still sick. Gute Besserung. Good Dithering for you as well. Very sorry. Never realized what was cool with ripped jeans. No, we're talking about ripped jeans on accident, not because for style. Let me count these up real quick before I forget. So 12 squats is 188 and 24 is 258. Also a little bit of math to keep me going. Oh well, I've done that several thousands of times. Of course you have. I have once we were camping and my brother pulled my leg and I didn't notice. And none told me until I heard people laughing behind me and then noticed. Oh no. Siblings can be so cruel, can't they? No pants left unripped. Securus, you just buy them and you immediately rip them just on purpose. I've also ripped clothing in bike crashes, if that counts. I mean, for ripping purposes, yeah, that counts. Oh wait, does an accidental ripping count? No. We were talking, I mean, kinda. But not necessarily through like a crash, but through sitting or squatting or doing something strenuous with your body. Then I've done it like 2 times. All right. Hey, let's get the 2 Securus rolls in before we do the cherry pickers, because there might be more workout. That's the 3 which we already have tonight. So that's a re-roll. That's another 3. Okay. 4. There we go. Now we have a 4. Let's see what the 4 holds. Reshuffle. Very good. New card deck. No more problem with the 3. And it's a 2. I don't know. I think the dice might be broken. I was sliding down and ripped my pants. Damn. The Emperor shall give a piece of good advice. So, Securus, if you have a question where you would like to have some good advice on, please go ahead now while we do the cherry pickers for a minute. Let's go. It was white sweatpants, but changed color. Great. So the last time I can actually really remember ripping my pants was in with the youth firefighters, where you wear these overalls, and we were packing up after after training. Was a big ass rip right on the bottom by squatting down. And now you know why I hate squats. How do I not rip my pants? Never wear any. Simple. Okay, so good advice on how to not rip your pants. If you buy new pants, try and go for pants that have a little bit of elasticity to them. Like look at the blend and the mix of fabrics, and there should be something that has some elasticity to it. some bend to it. That helps tremendously. It doesn't even have to be much. And it's not only for fat people. You know? Oh my god, I can rip them before I rip them. It says on the little tag, you don't have to rip them in the store to see if they have elasticity to them. Just, I don't know what the word is in English for that, but
the Proud Viking redeemed. Red Octagon. Rocco cam off.
Goodbye, Rocco. This stream is about you, but apparently Securus does not want to see you. Securus wishes not to see you. So another thing that I definitely need to include is a storytelling tab, where I can go through the things that I want to show you and the scenes I want to paint in your mind and stuff. I haven't really gotten to that yet. I want to see that ugly pumpkin. We're here to save that ugly pumpkin. Let me go get the shot of citrus. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. And then we'll start. We'll see where the party goes first in their search for a cure for Rocco's curse. I'll be right back. Too fucking bad. Nice. Alright, so I just realized that all my little shot glasses are in the dishwasher, so we'll go with this thing, this half glass, and it's way more than it should be. So let's really enjoy this situation for me, huh? Cheers, skull, kippies, kampai, drink the entire bottle. It's nearly the entire bottle. Yeah, let's go. Oh, I'm already hating this. My teeth are already on edge. Oh. Ah. Oh, God. Nearly isn't good enough. Yeah. Thanks, man. Oh, boy. Not fun, but so healthy. Let's get back. Jesus. Okay, so the party has formed, and we are now leaving the village of Stonybridge. And here is where you come in first. In which of the cardinal directions will you try and influence the party to go with your waning powers? Now, there are multiple ways of going about this. We'll start with the simplest one. Chat will just write, where does the party go? North, east, south, west, or any of the in-between directions. If you have questions, what might be in what direction, you can also ask this. Okay, so we have one for east. Just see if more suggestions come in, and then if we have a conflict, north is too cliche. Do people go on adventure to the north usually? Is that how it goes? I'm also gonna go take some notes for further development here.
Ivomikine redeemed, waving hand, greetings, imps.
Good evening, Evo Machine. Welcome. How you doing tonight? I like how the text-to-speech thing tries to pronounce the name. Then again, I also don't know if Evo McCain isn't the correct pronunciation, and I'm doing it wrong with Evo Machine. But I feel slightly confident that I'm correct. Okay, so we have one vote for East. That makes it easy. Since only Meat Sauce has a suggestion on how to influence the party on the wind, as they are standing at the edge of Stony Bridge, right here, right there between the houses, and they're considering which way to go. One of them, and since Meat Sauce, this is your input here. Evo Machine sounds like it comes from a car fan, but nobody knows if that's true. So, Meat Sauce, since you are being the one, you are the god influencing the direction of the party, you may also choose which of these characters you are giving the impetus, the impulse to go east. Which one of them will do it? Aren't they all going? Yes, but one of them, just for story purposes, one of them will be taking the lead here and have an idea as to why they might want to go to the east. But yes, the entire party will. There's some room for conflict here, basically. Like, if there were multiple voices, I could spread the things across the party, and then we have some skill checks to see what happens. As Steve is a traveler, maybe he heard something then. Very good. Very good. In another pub. Traveler, basically just meaning person on a perpetual pub crawl. But he keeps calling it traveler because it works better on the dating apps. It's better than alcoholic. Oh dear. Love to travel. Alright. So Steve the Fae, standing, surrounded by the other three of the party, at the edge of the village of Stony Bridge. He looks towards the east and says, with a wistful expression on his face, "You know what? I think we should go east. I haven't quite ever been there myself, but I hear that anyone wanting to know anything about curses will find, or possibly find, some answers with the witches of the Dither swamps, which, as it so happens, lie to the east." If you have an idea for a pub name, Meat Sauce, then you can add it, and that's where he heard that story. Alright, the Rose and Crown. So we'll just give this a yellow. The party goes east. Very good. So we have Steve suggests the party heads east towards the Dither swamps to talk to the witches. He heard they know everything about curses in the Rose and Crown pub he visited a few weeks back. There we go. New entry added. Alright. So the party sets out, going east. For a good long while, travel is uneventful. If there is a god among us who wishes to intercede, who wishes to waylay the party, speak now. There might be a chance for you to do so. The lands are mainly rolling green hills, tiny villages, just like Stony Bridge. It's very peaceful out here. There's not a lot of danger waiting for any traveling party. But that is not to say there is none. Let us see if any of the gods here raise their hands. To interfere. I give chat a moment to realize what's going on, to respond because of the time differentiation, while I do a little note taking on the side here. I'm waiting for someone else to jump in. Yeah, maybe it's a bad idea insofar it really requires people to be, active in chat. It's not. It's a little bit the same problem as with King of the Castle. No, that's not the name of the game. But the game I'm talking about. It's a little bit of the same problem. It does require chat participation, and we can do it totally one-on-one. But again, I don't want to put it all on you. I know that Salaki Alien, once they show up, will probably chime in. Rookie could chime in for once, but I don't know what Rookie's doing. Rookie is probably saving the world or something on the side while lurking. Killing Floor 2. You mean that is what Rookie is doing? Playing Killing Floor 2? Because I don't think that playing Killing Floor 2 might actually lead to world-saving events. I don't know. Alright. Since no gods deign to interfere with the travel of the party, they do eventually reach the edges of the swamp. Having never been to a swamp, they in the party must decide who shall try and lead them through the swamp, who makes the decisions when there is a tie to break between the four of them. Another game that needed an active chat. No, not Killing Floor. Sorry, let me check. It is literally, it's King of the Castle. It's that game, yeah. I don't know enough of what's going on to chime in yet. Okay, let me pick you up. Let me bring you in real quick. So we're just playing a TTRPG system with chat that I'm making up. I'm building this so there exists a TTRPG system that you can play with your chat on Twitch, or a larger group of people that is kind of, we don't rely on character sheets. Each of you in chat is a god, and the gods are influencing what's happening in the world here. And we create things together. I will ask questions, and you just say whatever you think, whatever you feel like. There's no right and wrong, as is tradition with these type of role-playing games. So, for example, they have now reached the edge of the swamp. They're looking to find an answer to lift the curse of our beloved Rocco Rex here. So they have reached the edge of the swamp. Someone needs to take the lead here because they're all kind of unsure. None of them have ever been in a swamp. Someone has to have the mental fortitude or something to do so. So are there any gods among you who feel like one or two or any of these is qualified to help try and lead the party through? This choice will determine skill checks around trying to navigate the swamp successfully as they come upon things. So the leader will use his gifted skill to try and help bring the party safely through the swamp and maybe find a witch or two so they can then try and help figure this whole thing out. So here is a question to chat. Which of our 4 characters between Steve the Fae, Humming Chalky Bristle the Imp, Scarp the Screg, or Malak Shorty Stonemender the Dwarf would you, as a god who's trying to meddle with the fates here, want to take the lead? Again, no wrong answers, no right answers. Whichever. We're building a story here. Scarp might be in danger of sinking, but the others might then step on him to move on. Chalky, because they want to be taken serious. Nice. That is an inspired choice. That is an inspired choice. Now we have two different inputs here. Okay? So I take your inputs as a dungeon, as a game master, and I will pose you with this. Alright? So both of them at the same time step up. You prefer Evo's answer? Also okay. Also good. After a long while of standing around and everyone looking at their feet and being a little bit unsure of what to do, at the same moment, Steve and Scarp both step up. And they even bump a little bit into each other and share a quick look of... Oh, sorry. No, you go first. No, you go first. And Scarp, looking at Steve, who has quite... Oh, sorry, excuse me. Looking at Chalky, who has quite the determined stare, gaze, determined look in their eyes. Just kind of clears their throat and so sorry, I will leave you to lead us, Chalky. It seems you really need this. Okay, Scarp might be a little bit blunt, as Scregs tend to be. Chalky, do you see what I see?
Rookie second gifted a tier 1 court position to Ivo McKine.
Thank you so much, Rookie, for your continued generosity, and congrats to Ivo McKine, as our fair lady of the Twitch says, to your gift sub. You may now not suffer. Actually, no, I think you're a turbo user, so you don't even see the ads. But now you extra don't see the ads. So thank you so much, Rookie, and congrats, Evo Machine. Chalky steps up and looks around and says, yes, wait, no, he's pretty young. He's a teenager. Let me try and get a broken voice thing. Yes, thank you. I think this is the right way. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my fingers. Follow me, everyone. And now that we know, we're gonna do the first skill check of the evening. So Chalky, being now the leader to try and navigate the swamp with the party, taking the first step into the swamp. Let's see if this is a good first step or not so much a good first step. And his gifted ability is emotion. He is very in tune with the social aspects of life and how people feel and how to read such things. And he goes with his gut feeling more so than anything. So his gut feeling will be leading the party through the Dithering swamp as little bubbles simmer of the bracken waters surrounding everyone. A mist sets in, making traversal of this treachery area much more dangerous. So let us see. You know what? The gods decide. The gods decide where his role needs to go. We're gonna have a poll Brackish, not Bracken. Thank you. What's Bracken then? Challenge rating for good first step. So 1 to 6 equals bad first step. 7. No. Let's see. Yeah, okay. 1 to 4 equals bad first step. Okay. So the way this goes is I'm going to start a poll now. And you have 2 versions to vote. You decide how high the threshold for a bad outcome is. So if the gods want to make it easier for the party, you would try and get the lower number. So you will have the options to have a result of 1 to 6 is a bad first step, or a 1 to 4 is a bad first step, right? So if you want to make it easier for the party, you want the option with 1 to 4 rather than 1 to 6, all right? So I'm starting the poll. You have a minute to cast your votes. Bracken is a type of fern. Brackish water is part fresh, part salty. That's also not what I wanted. I wanted fetid water, probably, I think. You know, water that's a little bit old, that might have died already. It's a little bit smelly, a little bit dark, a little bit muddy, a little bit sickly. So vote now. How high does Chalky have to roll to make a good first step into the swamp? Let's see what the gods say. Will the gods push what little weight they have? Because if there's no vote, it's going to be the worst option. That's how it goes. That's how the fates play with the living and the dead and the gods and everything equally. No, this is a D12. It's his emotion roll. Alright, okay. We have 2 votes for 1 to 6. Either people don't understand what's going on. Emperor giving advice where to go. Thank you for the clip, Rookie. No. Very good question. Thank you, Meat Sauce. So the way the rolls here are going to work is basically against whatever it is. So it's not a D20. He's deciding by emotion, so it's a D12. So he needs to roll above a 6 using a D12 to have a good first step. If he rolls a 6 or lower, the party will have a bad first step into the swamp. I was zoomed out, sorry. No worries, Brony. You have all the excuses in the world. You're sick, you're here, you're trying. I appreciate it. No overworking. Okay, so we're gonna do the roll on the emotion roll. Again, these are the last 3 rolls. Again, question, is this legible? Legible. I will have to practice this word a lot because it escaped me for a long time. I know it exists, I just couldn't. Are these legible? Or is this also, does it need more size? I think I can just... No, I can't just zoom in. So let's do the roll. So the next number here appearing on the right side is the newest roll. Ooh! Look at that. He barely made it. He rolled a 7. Reminder, you voted he needs at least a 6. Or rather, above a 6 to have a good first step into the swamp. And he just rolled a 7 on his emotion roll. Chalky stretches out his left foot first. But before it sets it down on the ground, he pauses for a moment. And he thinks, no, this doesn't feel quite right. Wait, sorry, that's not his voice. No, this doesn't feel quite right yet. I think we will start on the right foot instead of the left. And so, picking the right foot instead of the left, he turns slightly. And the first step into the swamp goes on solid ground, had he taken the left foot instead, he might have been lost to the dark and undulating waters wafting all around them. But as it stands, Chalky picks a solid path as if he had walked it before. Every now and again, he stops and thinks. He feels for the surroundings. He looks at the ground and thinks, well, these grassy spots seem all to congregate around where everything is fine. I feel like maybe they grow only close to fairly solid ground. And so Chalky leads them ever deeper into the swamp. See how this goes? Any questions so far to how this works? Is this sort of clear what's happening here? What we're doing, what we're trying to achieve? I'm very excited. I don't know if you can tell. I'm very excited, but I'm also trying to make it a half a good story. I'll wait for some sort of feedback, but we don't necessarily need any feedback. I will just continue. Walking a little while into the swamp, they come about a peculiar scene. There is a little... Can you show Malak's character? Yes, I can show Malak's character. There we go. Having walked deep into the swamp already, they come across a little island. It seems fairly sturdy. The ground is stony more so than loamy. And in the middle is a bench upon which two people sit. Both of them wear the same clothes. Nice blue uniforms with caps on their heads. Long feathers coming out. Gods. Will the party approach them or try and avoid them? And if they will approach them, who would likely take the lead in talking to these people? Or will they even talk? Gods, what will you inspire the party to do in this situation? What are the ideas of the gods? You may always basically pick a character that you want to inspire to do the thing that you want to happen at this moment in the party. And I'll figure out all the conflicting things. Like, you don't have to agree. The gods don't have to agree on this. You can have widely different needs for what you want to happen at this juncture. I'll try and sort it out with you. So it's not a negotiation necessarily between the gods, but you are also, of course, allowed to form alliances, to form unions. I'm just scrolling up again so the rest of the party's in view, but the question stands. I mean, we could do it to vote. Let's do another poll, right? Let's start the first thing. Will the party approach the two people, yes or no? Will the party approach or avoid the two people? Yeah, avoid, approach. Okay. Again, you have a minute to vote. Vote how you influence the party. Will they avoid these odd fellows in the middle of a swamp on a bench? Or will they approach? And then once we have figured that out, you can pick a character on what you would like them to do. But if you have an different idea, if you feel like I want to influence this character to do this at this very moment, perfectly fine, perfectly valid. Always an option. Let's wait for the vote to go. I'll check a little bit of note-taking stuff on the side. Very good. We have 2 votes for approach. Now I take it to the gods again. Looking at our party, which of our brave souls here would be the one to take the lead in this conversation? And how would you like them to approach them? And this again, every god can have their own idea. Each of you can have their own preferences. I'll give you a moment to think and to give me a reply. I think I need more solutions for when chat doesn't do anything. I feel like Steve would like to talk. Alright, very good. Let's give it another second if there's an opposing opinion. Otherwise, we just go with that. I could just use like the 1-minute timer. And be like, okay, you have 1 minute to make a choice. So it's not necessarily a vote. I need to write that down. Alright. Steve would talk. It's a very good pick, probably. Maybe when the chat is silent, the decision is with the dice roll. That is exactly what I was thinking. So if you had not come up with anything, it would have been a d4, which I would have to go get, but that's okay. I got some behind me somewhere there. And then whichever number it would have been, it would have been. That's exactly right. All right. So Steve is what you say would like to talk. Steve, having been to many pubs and having talked to many people, is no stranger to odd strangers. So he also has no qualms with just walking up to them. Especially since, you know, he's very brawny. Like he's a strong lad. He's not so afraid of some people sitting on a bench. Like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? It's harmless. Just harmless banter. So Steve steps up. And now let's have a quick roll on the mind. Not one you can influence. You're too weak yet. Let's see how his approach will be. So anything above a 5 is a friendly approach. Anything below a 5 is going to be an unfriendly approach. Now, he's gonna approach friendly. He rolled a 9. Anything above a 5 is a friendly approach. Anything below was a 5. Was unfriendly approach. So, Steve steps up to the bench and he puts himself up nice and crosses his arms and leans a little bit to the side and says, "Hello there, fellows. You are the curious bunch, might I ask? Who are you? And what are you doing here, so deep in this swamp? You mightn't be witches, would you? That would be very fortuitous. As it happens, we are looking for witches." The two men, he now notices, look at him and introduce themselves. First, one goes and says, "My name is Tim." And then the second goes, "My name is Tom. And we're brothers," says one of them. Steve has already forgotten which one was which. They look perfectly alike. "So, you're twins then?" says Steve. "Yes. How did you know that?" "You sure you mightn't be the witch? Having knowledges of such deep, secreted, guarded depths?" Steve just kind of looks over to the rest of the party, wondering what is going on here. "No, I can tell by how you look. You look exactly alike. You have the same hair, you have the same height, you have the same clothes even." The two men on the bench look at each other up and down, then look back at Steve and say, both at the same time, "No, we look nothing alike. What are you saying? But yes, we're twins. Thank you for noticing. However you did it. So you're looking for witches, huh? Why?" Next vote. Next poll. Will the party tell the twins? Yes. No. You have a minute. Let's go. Poll is running. Will the party tell the twins about their goals beyond looking for witches? Oh, good evening, Salaki, and welcome. So glad you could make it and you could join us. How you doing? No, they're sus. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Labyrinth vibes from them. Let's see what chat says. What do the gods deign to happen here? Will Steve think better? Or will Steve answer the question? Poll is up. And with 67% no, there was doubt in Steve's mind. For a moment, he, in his usual gregarious and jovial manner, spurred into action. But whoever voted no, if you wish to identify yourself, you may now choose one of the other characters who might maybe clear their throats to help Steve think better of the situation. Who might have wanted him to say something. Forget what I said. That doesn't make any sense. I interpreted the thing wrong. For a moment, Steve thought, what's the harm? And then he considers, if these two are indeed witches, what might they do with the knowledge? Or, if they're not witches, maybe they are part of the parties who are responsible for the curse upon Rocco? "Well," says Steve, "we are looking for soup. And we've heard the witches of Dither Swamp make the very best soup. As you know, autumn is upon us, and we were hoping some pumpkin swamp soup. It would lift all of our spirits." And he turns over, pointing at Scarp. "See her? She's never even had soup. What a life to live. Never having had soup. Can you imagine?" Tim and Tom look at Steve and then at Scarp. No. A life without soup's no life at all, we agree. So witches is who you seek, eh? Well, we will trade you the information you look for if you can help solve a problem for us. See, all around us, the frogs are vanishing. They are friends, you see. Scarp might want soup too. I mean, Steve sure thinks so. The frogs our friends are vanishing, and we don't quite appreciate that. Would you go and find the reason for where our friends are going and make sure they stop vanishing? Dear gods, will the party help? Yes. No. You have 1 minute to sway. Yes, frogs. He said frogs. You have a minute to sway the party in either which direction. Will they help the two odd men, Tim and Tom, the twins in the swamp? Oh shit, it's a side quest. We have it all in Impia. We have it all. Pressing gravy is imminent. Pressing Garvey, excuse me. All right, poll is up. Yes has it with 67% of the votes. Congratulations to those who voted yes. Steve again thinks for a moment. Something tugs at him and says, no. No, Steve. No. This is a bad idea, Steve. Say no, Steve. They have something to hide. Something bad is happening here. Maybe Preston is a frog too. When they help them with the frogs, he appears and... What's going on in here? Good evening, all-seeing eye guy. Welcome. So glad you could join us. How are you doing tonight? Let me catch you up real quick. I am building a RPG system, a TTRPG system akin to D&D that we can play and chat together. Where you don't need a character sheet, where you can drop in and out anytime we play. Doesn't matter, you can come in. So the setup is basically everyone in chat is a god in this world, and we have a party currently on a quest. And sometimes the gods get to influence, to sway, to try and do things, to help or hinder the party in their quest. There will be other choices and decisions that you will get a direct say in and with, and I will explain it. The gods don't need to be aligned on their ideas or wishes or willingnesses. There might be conflict among you. There might be alliances. There might be friendships. There might be love. Let's not go that far. But there might be something. So right now, the party has formed. They have left their village. They're looking to lift or identify the curse that has befallen our dear beloved Rocco. And they have made it to the Dithering swamps by going east out of the village of Stonybridge. It was an uneventful travel so far, and their leader through the swamps, the imp Chalky, has gotten them deep into the swamps. But now they have met a peculiar pair of twins called Tim and Tom. And Tim and Tom, hearing that they are looking for the witches of the Dithering swamps, are offering a trade. Help us with finding out what's happening to all our frog friends who keep vanishing, and help bring them back, help keep them safe. And the gods just had the opportunity to sway them either which way. Will they help? Will they not? And with a 67% margin, the gods swayed Steve to accept, even though there was some hesitation in Steve, a voice deep in his gut saying, no, this is not a good idea. But there was a greater need in Steve. In Steve. He wants to earn a name for himself. And never ever has anyone earned a name who does not say yes to opportunities as they present themselves. So, tucking away that little doubt that festers in his mind, he then looks at the two twins and says, "Why, yes, of course. We would be delighted to help. Have you an idea where we might start looking? I mean, the swamps are pretty dangerous, although Chalky has done," and he turns around to Chalky, giving a big wink and a thumbs up. "Chalky has done a great job leading us through here, but I fear we might get lost trying to uncover the mystery behind what is happening to your froggy friends." The twins nod in unison, and they produce out of a bag between themselves, each holding onto it with one hand, a little lantern, holding it out toward the party. And they say, in unison, both at the same time, "Yes, take this lantern. It will shine if you are on the right path. It will dim if you are leaving the path." The party, of course, having decided to take them up, take the lantern. "We have heard some growling in the night. Something splishing and splashing about, something big. We assume whatever it is will have some sort of nest or lair. Do be sure not to be pulled into the waters, will you? Many people get lost out here. So many people get lost out here." Now, not sus at all. Gods. Which in the party would be most inclined to pick up this lantern? You can call out any of the names. We have Malak Shorty Stonemender, we have Steve the Fae, Chalky the Imp, Scarp the Screg, which is a lithoid, a person, a stone person. An amphibian needs your help. I've marked it on your map. Or Malak Shorty Stonemender the Dwarf. Which of these... And you can pick a favorite. You can pick a favorite. You can have a favorite. You can try and become the patron of one among the party. If you so deign, if you so choose. So which one of these would be picking up the lantern? I mean, I could make it a vote, but I feel like this is just easy enough. Like, just get names in the chat. But also, I feel like chat is... Sometimes they feel like they don't write. Steve would sacrifice himself and do it. I mean, Steve is also the closest right now, talking to the twins, so it would be somewhat natural. So we have one for Steve, but I still need to... Okay, you have 1 minute to make a choice. If within the minute we only have Steve, then Steve is going to be it. And while we wait for people to make their choice, we're going to go start the Chronicle entry on this whole situation. Let's see, do we have an icon with 2 people? Oh yeah, this. I mean, that's not exactly... That's not exactly right. This one? This one with a gun? Let's see, people. Here we have... Oh, this is perfect. They're giving something. They're giving something in the swamp. Tim and Tom, very good. Scarp also wants to take the lantern, maybe. Very good, very good. Okay, so we have 2 for Steve and 1 for Scarp. We'll get that in a second. Before I start, we'll save this because I'm happy with the icon and everything. I'm going to try catch some Z's. So good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Brony, for being here tonight. Gute Besserung, good Dithering. Get well soon. Hope the fever passes. Have a good night. Have a good rest. Love ya. Bye-bye. Belly rubs. Kiss on the forehead. Gotta take good care of our own here. right? Finally, I'm home. Good evening. Welcome, Minna. How you doing tonight? So glad you could join us. Shorty and Shalky are too suspicious of the lanterns. It's only one lantern. They're only being given one, and the twins both are holding it at the same time. So it's basically like, well, I'm not holding anything to demonstrate. It's basically like this. They're holding it down like that. Okay, so we have a little bit of a situation here, right? So two gods are motivating Steve, but there's also one god who feels like Scarp might be the better keeper of the lantern. So now we will have a skill contest between their both preferred actually, does that make sense? Yeah. There's no direct skill, so oh wait, I have a better idea. There is a majority here. So 2 are for Steve and 1 is for Scarp. So Scarp will use his second best skill. Oh no, wait. Scarp will have to use the same skill as the gifted skill on Steve, because Steve has the more support. So we're using the gifted skill on Steve, Braun as the skill check now. So if Scarp rolls higher or equal to Steve, Scarp takes the lantern. But if Steve rolls higher or equal to Scarp, then he takes it. So both do a brawn check now. Scarp isn't all that strong, but they would try. So let's roll. First one is a 4. So Scarp needs to beat a 4 with brawn. And they do. Oh, an upset. An upset in the situation in the story. Very good. Steve takes a step forward, emboldened and secure in his choice. As he is being pushed aside in the middle of the word by Scarp, who comes forward and simply reaches past him and takes the lantern and says, "Well, if you excuse me, I'd rather take the lamp. I think my arms will not tire as quickly, and if I make a misstep, I shall think I will know better. I'm a very smart person. I will take it." And so Scarp takes the lantern, which, as a reminder or as a refresher for those who are freshly in, the lantern supposedly shows if they're on the right path or in the safe path by growing brighter on the right path and growing dimmer if they step into dangerous areas. So into the chronicle we go, and let's edit our little situation here. Tim and Tom give a quest to help the frogs and a lantern to help the party. There we go. And wait, no. List, and Scarp steps up to take the lantern. It's my little brother's birthday. I'm gonna be playing Grounded with him. Oh, that's lovely. I love that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
A message from the noble all-seeing _ guy. Hear ye. Lurking okay by ye.
Jesus Christ. Okay, that spooked me. Thank you for the lurk. Enjoy playing Grounded with your young brother. I can tell you as a younger brother, those are the things that I remember very fondly. My older brother taking time to play games with me. We 100%ed Modern Warfare 2, I think. It's one of my favorite things that we ever did together. Some people make an entrance, I make an exit. Absolutely. Out of curiosity, does the lantern look normal? Ooh, that's a very good question. Let me think about that for a second. On first look, yes. But it doesn't seem to have a reservoir for any sort of fluid or any sort of burning agent. So you don't even quite know how this lantern is lighting itself. or how long indeed it might even last. Takes the lantern that has no obvious means of using any fuel for burning. The lantern is supposed to glow bright on safe paths. It's witchcraft burning. On safe paths, and dim as they go to dangerous parts of the swamp. Although drowning it is another option. Well, is it? Alright, so Tim and Tom give a quest to help the frogs and a lantern to help the party. Having taken the lantern, Scarp is now the person leading the party through the swamp. Good evening, Shine Got No Game. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing this fine evening? I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good time. Appreciate the follow. You're pushing us toward the 200 followers, which is a lovely, lovely thing. Feel free to lurk, meaning you don't have to participate in chat, but if you wish to, you're totally welcome to do just that. And if you need a refresher on what's going on here or any sort of explanation, do feel free to ask. I will happily try and recap as quickly as I can, in as few words as I can. But apart from that, you're just also free to be hopefully entertained. We are... Ding ding!
Rookie second just redeemed. Flexed biceps.
Okay, apparently we're not doing anything. We're gonna go do a little workout first. I'm thinking...
Rookie second just redeemed. Raised hand. Do 1 minute cherry pickers.
I'm thinking if I have to turn these off during these kind of streams. Because it's a little bit disruptive. I don't know. Chat, what do you think?
Second just redeemed. Down pointing finger. Do 12x squats.
No workout interruptions during the RP streams? Yes or no?
I
mean, it's good. I have to move sometimes.
Dice.
I don't want to
Roll
die
the
of
dice.
thrombosis. You can just count them up for the next one. Oh my god. You want to kill me. You're trying to keep me alive so you can kill me very, very
Rookie
cruelly.
second just redeemed. Dice. Roll the dice.
Nah, it's fine. Alright, so let me... Before I start into that, let me get back to the last bit I was going to say there. Because there's another poll upcoming. It would be a compromise. Yeah. Leave it turned on, but don't do the exercises. Teach Rookie the value of context. No, that's mean. He can't even earn the points. Poor Rookie. Okay, but extracurricular, anything that isn't a workout, like the dice roll events, we're gonna keep to the end of stream. Like the last half hour stream, where we just kind of phase out. You could merge those workout redeems into one bigger workout redeem. Yeah, but I actually do need the work, like especially the squats. I just need those in between sitting. I sit all day working. I sit most of the day doing my hobbies. Like I just need to. I need this. It's actually good. Just let you train your strength stats. Very good. In our world, this is brawn. In our system, that is brawn. Okay. I had a vote coming up for you. Let me try and remember the vote, because then we can combine it. I can run a longer vote for you to vote. And oh yeah, right. Okay, so Scarp is now taking over. It would be easier for us to redeem those if they could be done with a single redeem. I know it would be easier. Okay, so I have a rationale behind keeping them open. I know I've even talked about it, like putting it, just calling it the Rookie special or something, because Rookie always redeems the same thing. And like a good restaurant, we like to appreciate our regulars and all that stuff. But I think, I have no evidence for that, and I didn't look it up, but I think that these redemptions, they count as interactions in the Twitch algorithm. So having them spread out is a little bit of a cheeky way of simulating more interactions in chat. So it might, you know, put the stream in a more discoverable position. I don't quite know, but you know, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm hesitant to put it away and make it better and make it more easy. All right, so I will do the redemptions in a moment, but let me first set you up for what you're gonna do while I do the workout. You can of course do it along with me, but there will be a poll running while I do the workout. So Scarp.
Solicite alien just redeemed. Droplet. The
Thank you.
Emperor shall hydrate.
Thank you. Very good. Cheers. Kippis. Kampai. Prost. Skål. I'm only taking this immediately because I actually need it. Thank you so much, Lucky. So, Scarp is taking over as the leader of the party now, leading through the swamp because Scarp has the lantern. That means Scarp gets to have a choice whether or not their first step is going to be a good one. Now, this one is going to be advantage because they have the lantern and they can look at the lantern and the lantern helps them. So, but there is still room for failure. It's never a sure thing. So you're going to get another vote where you decide what the threshold is, meaning it has to be equal or higher to the number of which they make a good first step or not so much. So let me set up that poll here. I'll call it failure threshold. Equal or big. Wait. Ooh. Equal or bigger to 3. Equal or bigger to 4. So actually you get a few more options this time. So if you as a god, and we run this 2 minutes, if you as a god want to make this harder now, because you want to punish Scarp for taking it while you wanted Steve to have it, you can now vote for the higher number, because that makes it harder for Scarp to have a good first step into the swamp. All right, so you get 3 options if you want to make it harder for the party or Scarp specifically. High number is your vote. If you want to make it easier, low number is your vote. All right. Okay, the poll is started. I'll do some workout while you fine folk vote in the poll, and I need more timer things to match the timers of the Twitch polls, because I only have 4 minutes and 1 minute, but there's more in between. So let me do some squats while you make a choice, and I hope my pants don't rip yet again. Alrighty, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's them. Actually, I forgot to do the rolls. We have to do the rolls as well, because there's a chance there's more squats in the rolls. So let's do the rolls real quick. I'm pretty sure we all wish your pants don't rip. Excuse me. There just might be someone in here who very much would love my pants to rip, okay? Speak for yourself. But I'm with you. I would also very much prefer that not to happen. So roll number 1 is an 8, which we don't have yet tonight. And roll number 2 is, I can't even see that. That's a 19. Very good. Let's get the 8 and the 19 in here. See what they are tonight. The Emperor shall give a piece of good advice. Rookie, pick a topic. And the 19, a hyperhydrate. Nice, we'll do that after all the workouts. Let me refill the glass for this. And, oh, with 60% of the vote, the success threshold is a 3. Let me write this down real quick so I know this once I'm done with workouts and everything. And we'll do the 14 curls. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All done. Let me count those up. Ooh, got stuck. Community goal for getting some new sturdy pants. They are sturdy. It's just I've lost enough weight to fit in things that I didn't fit in for a solid 2 or 3 years. And these fit just so, you know? Like they're slightly tight when I sit down. And I didn't consider that much because for sitting down is perfectly fine, but I didn't remember that there's also all the squats on stream every time. So we're praying here. We're praying here that it holds. It's not that bad, but it's funny. Would be funny, wouldn't it be? Let's have the hyperhydrate and then I do the cherry pickers. All right, everyone. Big cheers, big skull, big kippies, big kampai, and big prost. And if anyone else wants to add their drinking cheer in their language to this list, which I have decided will just simply keep evolving, please feel free to do so we can be a very welcoming international community here for each and every one of you. And now this is a hyperhydrate, so all this goes in one go. Oh boy. Jesus. How about some drinking songs? How do I pronounce this? Sword? 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 Saude? Sword? Brazilian Portuguese. I have no talent in this direction at all. Can you phonetically kind of write it out? Not with the weird phonetic letters. I don't know how those work either. But sound it out? I would love to add it. Otherwise, I just can go look it up after stream to try and figure out how that works. All right, cherry pickers, and then we continue with our little story. Let's go. Anyone want to do them along? Just stretch out the fingers as far as you can. Really stretch them away. And then pull in, clench the fist as best as you can. And it should be moving things in your forearm. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Really help you get some grip strength there. Work out them forearms. Which people don't think about. I'm pretending that is so, and that I have any sort of number to support this. Alright, and after we're done, we're gonna have our little roll. Soy, soda, like soda, but soda, soda, not sure this explanation will help. I mean, you know, it's fair enough. Soda? 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 Soda! I'll look it up. I'll look it up later. I'll have some website read it to me. Those exist. I'll figure it out. Otherwise, you have to send a voice message in Discord and teach us all how to do it. Alrighty. Let's go. Scarp now has to roll better than a 3 using their gifted ability, which is the mind ability. Scarp is a very thinking, philosophical person. So let's see what we get. A 6. Alright, tonight the rolls have been in favor of the party so far. See, the thing is, the gods can influence what's happening. But the fates might still intervene. There's always layers to everything. If I interpreted correctly, it's 3 quite separate syllables. So, Sarude. Without the hard R. Saude. 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 We'll figure it out eventually. And I can just keep mispronouncing it. That also works. Sawdust without the ST. Soda. That's actually a really... Soda? Is that right? Soda? That might be the best. Hello chat. Good evening, Leopold. How are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. So nice of you to join us. How are things? How's life? Hello, hello. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. That's so kind. Welcome, welcome. If you need any sort of input on what the hell we're doing here, I'm happy to give a quick little summary and bring you in on the fun. Because we're about to go on a side quest. The first side quest ever in Impia. But, Evo, was Shine correct? No, the Saude. 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 Okay. Saude. Might I suggest a recap you could write on Discord and then point people at? Yeah. Yeah. I both on the website and all that. I'll take the summary. That's very kind of you, Shine. I appreciate that. I might need a Discord link. I don't know. There you go. We exist. We have a place. Let me write this phonetic. Saude. Sa-u-de. Saude. Saude! We'll figure it out. I mean, we're building the Chronicle anyway. So, Tim and Tom give a quest to help the frogs and a lantern to help the party navigate the swamp. Scarp steps up to take the lantern and leads them through. That's how we start. So, the first step of Scarp as the current leader of the party is a good one. There's some grumbling from Steve as he falls back, losing his place in the spotlight as they start following Scarp away from the people. The two men, Tim and Tom, the twins, sitting on the bench there. After they're well away from them, the bench already having been swallowed by the thick fog all across over the dithering swamps, they hear from the fog a cheery, "Good luck! Please don't die!" as the twins wish them well to find the reason. Now, given what the twins have told them, gods, is there any among you who wish to give an inspiration, a thought, maybe, as to what kind of thing might be happening, what they might be looking for, what kind of clues might they want to try and find to figure out what is going on? Why are the frogs vanishing? What might be the big thing splashing in the water? Do you see what I see?
Rookie second gifted a tier 1 court position to Leopold underscore CZ1.
Rookie second coming in with the gift sub for Leopold. Thank you so much, Rookie. That is super generous of you. I appreciate that. And congrats, Leopold, for the gift sub that you so got. And I think we definitely need a specific channel just for the Impia game. It shouldn't just be a thread in the TTRPG thing. It deserves its own little thing. Do you see what I see?
Rookie second gifted a tier 1 court position to Shine a Goshno game.
Thank you so much, Rookie second, for your continued generosity and the gift sub to Shine Got No Game. And Shine Got No Game, congratulations, you now have gift sub. You do not have to suffer through the ad break that starts in 35 seconds. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? But I think, Rookie, we need to cut you off soon again. Let me check. Where are we actually on our goal here? On our follower goal. Where are we? Oh! 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 We... Bummer, I like ads. Joking, thanks, Rookie. I mean, how else will you know what capitalism has now thought up and thinks you should want, right? How do you keep up with capitalism without ads? But we are 1 follower away from the 202 goal right now. We're at 201 followers. Can you imagine this? 201. That's incredible. It's completely insane. Whew. Thank you all for contributing to this. Thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's amazing stuff. We can always invent ads if that'll help. I mean, you're basically a fictitious ad agency at that point then. Alrighty. So, no, none of the gods. I forgot this. Okay. You have 1 minute. If any among you gods in the pantheon might want to give an input to the party, what the big thing in the water might be and what the reason might be as to why the frogs are vanishing, so they have an idea of what clues to look for. Or if you have a question that, if you were in their shoes, you would ask yourself and then give that question to one in the party. You have another 30 seconds, 35 seconds to come up with such an idea or question. Any of you may contribute. There's no limit. Everyone is a participant if they want to be one. There's no right or wrong answers. There's just having a good time, building a little story together. That's all that this is. You don't need to know anything except for some curiosity and English and how to use a keyboard and how to use chat. Those are the only prerequisites that we have. All right. It has been a minute. You had your chance. None of the gods are trying to do anything to influence the party in either which way. So Scarp, they'll try to find pumpkins that look like frogs. All right, okay. I'll let that pass because you probably were still typing as the timer went down. So that's a fair one. They'll look for pumpkins that look like frogs. I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. Someone is paying attention. I like that. Do you have a preference of which of our heroes might have that idea? This god right here was holding plastic parts together while they glued dried. Well, see, that's the reason why the world is godless. Because the gods, having the ability and opportunity to intervene and do things, are just kind of choosing other things over that. So the people lost their faith because the gods just sat there holding plastic parts together while they glue dried rather than help with the situations in the world. That's exactly how that happened. All right. The question is, how much time do I allow for people to give input? I think that is probably the greatest hurdle I'm feeling right now in this whole system. Because if I don't allow people to kind of follow up on things, you know, I'm practicing my ineffability. Don't hassle me. Love it. You're doing great on that. You're doing really well. I like it. Well done. All right. So Scarp has an idea, because they are very cerebral, very much an intellectual. And Scarp listened to what Steve was saying, and the twins didn't correct him, so maybe the soup that the witches have might be pumpkin soup. Maybe the witches are turning the frogs into pumpkins. If so, there might be pumpkins that look like frogs. Or frogs that look like pumpkins. It all depends on your perspective, I suppose. But Scarp, so renewed with an idea of what to look for, wanders deeper and deeper into the swamp, away from the twins, away from where they even entered. And looks for places where they might find some hints of pumpkin growth. Do they find some hint? And again, this will be an equal or greater vote where you say how high the roll needs to be for them to get it right. You can either help or hinder the party by deciding between the high or low numbers. You have a minute to participate in the poll. So let's start the poll. You have a minute. Higher number makes it harder for the party. Lower number makes it easier for the party to achieve what they're trying to achieve right now. And they're trying to achieve right now finding clues, finding indicators for pumpkins that look like frogs right now. It will be a mind roll. So the number is going to go against a D12. 12 is the maximum. The higher the number that you choose, the harder it's going to be, statistically speaking. And I feel a little bit like a roulette table announcer. Trying to keep everyone at the table informed of the state of the game, the stakes that are currently raised, and what might happen. Dice have no memory. Quick reminder. That is correct. All right. So we have a 50% result between 4 and 5. So the fates will... Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I misread the results. We have a 50% for 3. 4 and 5 each got 1. So 3 is the winner. 3 is the number to beat. Some amongst you really don't want them to have a good time here in the swamp, huh? Alright, so we have to reach above a 3 with a roll of the D12 on Scarp, who is gifted with the mind. Let's see what happens. I press this number. The number on the far right appearing beneath this button will be the number that we go with. Suffer, little heroes. So come out the sadists among you. And it's 11. Oh, hello. Scarp remembers something. Scarp, some of you might remember, in the little village of Stonybridge, has sat in the ruins of the old mill for many years and observed the hustle and bustle of the little village as people went about. And every autumn, Scarp saw as pumpkins were put into the soil and bloomed out into big orangey and green and white and all sorts of colors. There were even purple pumpkins some years. Scarp liked those the best. Scarp saw and learned to recognize where best to plant the pumpkin and how best to find them. So it takes Scarp very little time indeed, using the lantern and being very careful and mindful of where they step, leading the party through twisted ways to indeed a patch of pumpkins. There is an old broken fence around it. The pumpkin patch is in good condition, but the fence is not so well maintained. Clearly, nothing seems to be a threat to the pumpkins. But what is this? As the party steps closer and the big pumpkins reveal themselves in the pumpkin patch, they are broken. They are bitten. They have huge bite marks. Huge bite marks. And in the distance, what is this? Ribbit. 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 Somewhere you hear the squawking of frogs. Now, the question that I pose to you again. What does the party do? Investigate the pumpkins? Follow the ribbits? You have 1 minute. Make a choice. Will they follow the ribbiting sounds to see what happened with the frogs? Or will they check what happened to the pumpkins instead? Is this a side quest within a side quest? You have 30 seconds left to try and influence what the party does next. Let's see how goal-oriented the gods are. Or if there are more plastic pieces that need to ineffably be held together. Oh my lord, we'll never find our son at this rate. It's Fallout 4 all over again. Follow the ribbits? Alright, okay, that's 100%. That is like the gods are yelling at me. I hear you. I hear you. No curiosity whatsoever. None in this. Hearing the faint ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. The party so chooses to follow the sound and for the moment ignore the pumpkins with the huge bite marks. They follow a trail that is pretty well maintained. There are some nice hewn stones laid into the swampy marshland that they traverse, and makes it quite easy. After a while, they come upon a little hillock to the side. Hinlaw? Good evening. I am the Arch. How are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. How are things? And also, I don't remember my Norwegian, so I do not know how to pronounce this correctly. I think Hinla. Probably. But I'm just pretending at that point. Upon a small little hill, a little bit off the side-ish. Alright, okay. I'll take it. That's good enough. On the side of that path that keeps winding away from the little hill sits a huge frog. Or is it a toad? No one in the party quite knows, and the gods don't care about such trifling matters. It could be either, it could be both. Maybe it is a hybrid. Mountain chicken? Is that what Hinla means? Is it orange? Google it. I'm not Googling anything, I'm streaming. What are you saying? So, on this little hillock sits A large amphibian croaking away, and it is not orange, but it has orange stripes and orange lips and an orange tongue. And it looks at the party with big bulging eyes. And it says, Robert? Is there any... It'll be poisonous, so don't eat it. Someone knows the difference between poisonous and venomous, I see. Orange lips and tongue. Has it eaten the orange things? You mean the pumpkins? Oh, we never even established if the pumpkin's orange. Oh, I think I did say they're orange. Who knows? Now, we get to the first point. Will the gods grant eat it? Rocco is orange. You broke the lore. Okay, so let me alleviate some fears here that are rolling in. Rocco wasn't eaten. Rocco is safe in the Imperial castle. He's just cursed. It wasn't Rocco that was eaten here. There might have been something orange being eaten and it wasn't Rocco. I mean, Rocco is right here. You can see him right there. See, he's right there. He's safe. Nothing has eaten him yet.
Solicite alien just redeemed pet Rocco.
Yo, good lad. Good lad. It's more like a... Yeah, it still counts as petting. Good Rocco. Good little Rocco. Alright, okay. So, we have some impulses being given here by the gods. Someone wants someone in the party to try and eat the toad frog. Someone says don't eat it because it's poisonous. Someone wants to figure out what is the orange color on the frog, where it has orange stripes, it has an orange mouth, and it has an orange tongue. Is that maybe because it ate something orange? I pose a new mechanic to you gods. A new mechanic. We're unlocking a new mechanic right now. You have influenced the party so much already that there is a sense of agnosticism setting in. Maybe there's something more in this world. Maybe it isn't just them. Maybe they are being steered. Maybe something is influencing what they're doing. The gods are gaining more influence, so you can grant a boon. Now, the boon might influence one of the values they have. It might give them more health. It might give them a little bit more of a change of the mind. But it might also be a bigger gift. So you, dear gods, might give them a gift now. Such as speak with animals, mayhaps. Some such ability could be very helpful right now. However, among all the suggestions of what gift the gods might bestow upon the party now, the gods will have to make a choice. You can all suggest some. I'll give you a minute in a moment to suggest a gift that the gods will give the party. A boon. Something that will help them.
That's redeemed. Pointing finger. The
1 minute.
Shall stretch.
Starting now. And I shall stretch. Everything beneath this line will be considered for a boon that is given to the party by the gods to help in this situation. And I'll do my stretching right now. Thank you so much for watching out for my health. I am the arch. Yeah. Alright. Chalky gets super hungry. That's not a boon. That's a feeling. I know what you're trying to drive at here. I know what you're getting at. But that's not a boon. Do you see what I see? And Rookie Second coming in with yet another gift sub. Thank you so much for your continued generosity. I really appreciate it. You have done so much. 398 gifted subs on this channel. Incredible, Rookie. Completely insane. You need to stop. Big enough mouth to eat the frog. Now that is a boon. That would be a boon. Very good. Very good. And congrats, I am the Ark, for the gift sub that you so generously were gifted. I vote either poison resistant or talks with animals. Okay, so we have 3 options. We have 3 options, and this will be put to a poll. The ability to get the gritty. To do the gritty. Good evening, Bruce. Thank you so much for joining. How are you doing tonight? The ability to do the gritty. You know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it. So now we will make a poll where the gods decide what boon will be granted. What boon will be granted? And I can't see chat right now, so I will have to kind of think about it. So, a big enough mouth to eat a big mouth physically. Poison resistance. Talking to animals. And the ability to do the giddy. No, I can't do that. Ability to do gritty. I don't have that many words in here. To do the gritty? Does that fit? Oh yeah, okay, that just fits. To do the gritty. Okay, chat. You have another minute. Poll starts now. You are too late, Rookie. You are too late. The ability to communicate with farts. Jesus Christ. What have I gotten into here? What have I gotten into here? Alright. You have 45 seconds left. Choose which boon the party is granted now to help with the current situation, as the gods are gaining power and are more directly influencing the party now. I also need to look up what the hell a gritty is. What is the gritty? What is it? Is it a food? Is it a dance? Is it a Fortnite dance? It's the gritty. Thank you, Rookie. Dance. Just dumb football dance. Okay, alright. At least it's not a Fortnite dance. Then I don't have to look at Fortnite. Alright, poll is up. And with 40% of the votes, a big mouth physically. I just put the physically there because it's not about someone mouthing off all the time. It's a big mouth. Now, the next question is, which one of these will get the big mouth? And this one is down to the fates. So I need to get a D4 right now. Give me a moment. That's the gritty? Really? Well, it's also a Fortnite dance because Fortnite copy everything. Alright, let me get a D4 from my little dice chest. Ooh. We have a very dark purpley one. Very good. That's the one we're gonna go with. If this amphibian is important to the plot, I'll blame you all for eating it. Very good. Okay. So, this D4 here, this D4 right here, this one right there, will now decide which of the heroes gets the boon. Which of our adventurers will get the boon. Because the fates, they are still powerful. More powerful than the gods. So let's see what the fates say. It's a 4. So, Malak Shorty Stonemender, someone who hasn't really come into play so far. Suddenly, the dwarf grows a very big mouth. I just cringe out every time I hear when Spider-Man or whatever superhero is like somewhere public and some kind of screams, "That's XYZ from Fortnite." Oh my god. Is this a real thing? Does that happen? I mean, probably. Why wouldn't it be? Okay. So he gets the boon. Big mouth. Physically. Has a very large mouth to fit at least a huge toad slash frog in there. So this also affects a skill. I think his large mouth would affect... What would it affect? His health, his brawn, his mind, his emotion. I feel like it would affect his brawn because he can eat quickly. So he can restore energy quickly. He can restore his health quickly. So brawn gets a +1. It's a boon. Emotion. Because he can better enunciate with a big mouth. No, I think brawn is fine. It's also pretty intimidating, isn't it? Okay, so he... Emotion is good. Okay, good. Alright, the gods say emotion. Fine. Who am I to argue with the gods? I am not one of you. I am a mere servant. If he smiles, everyone gets a buff. Oh, that's cute. When he smiles, everyone gets a buff. Alright, very good. Our first boon has been bestowed. Enemies get a debuff. Now he gets a +1 on his emotion skill. That's the buff. That's the buff. Let's not make it too complicated. Not yet. But I'll note down a system to buff allies and debuff enemies. Buff allies, debuff enemies. All right. Gets flashbanged. Very good. 360 no smile. Very good. I love it. Very, very good. Very good. Okay. So Malok, overcome with a great hunger and a mouth that fits the hunger, simply steps up as the rest of the party is still trying to ascertain what is this creature? What's happening here? And this will be actually a brawn check because it's a physical thing that he's doing right now. He simply steps up, picks up or tries to pick up the big toad. It's not quite easy because the toad is so big and he's so small. So he just opens his mouth as wide as he can and like an excavator, he just pushes himself over the frog. Maybe not like an excavator, more like a condom. Just like a condom with teeth. Just try. He pushes himself over the frog, enveloping him and swallowing him whole. Sorry, it was the best. It was the best description I could come up with. Now, perhaps a snake would be a better simile. To be fair, a snake is really not much different from a condom if you're brave enough, right? Oh, good God. I hope no one clips this shit. This will be bad for our reputation. That's Eldritch Horror territory. Yes, it is. Also, dear chat, you might have noticed. You might have noticed all these characters have no face so far. We have no pictures of them. If any of you feel so inclined to give them, to draw them, to give them a little... Do not use AI, please. Do not submit AI stuff. But if you want to give any of these a little drawing or something, it can be as simple as it can. Stick figure, whatever. Feel free. Feel free to submit something on the Discord. Which is right here. So now we need to decide, again, the threshold for something good or something bad. We're gonna do it a little bit different this time. Ding ding!
Sunny
Oh, Sunny coming in. Thank you so much.
Down pointing finger. Do
Taking care of the health here. Which is very opportune because you're gonna have a choice to make right now, my dear gods. Threshold for good thing happening. It will be equal or greater.
Minute
Greater
just redeemed. Dice.
to
Roll the
4.
dice.
What am I even doing here? I can make this much easier for myself. So using his brawn skill, meaning a D12, you now get to set the threshold of something good or something bad happening. The higher the number, the harder it will be for something good happening based off the brawn skill. So if you want to hinder the party, go for the high number in the poll. If you want to help the party, go for the low number in the poll. You have 1 minute. I'll do the squats while the minute runs. So let's go. Cast your vote right now while I do the squats. Hello, good evening, Sunny. Thank you so much for keeping my health in check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There we go. 212 squats. Well done. Well done, me. And we'll do the roll the dice for Minna while we wait. Though you can't see the number, you just have to trust me. It's an 18, which we don't have yet. So that's nice. And, oh, now we have a 50-50 thing. It's between 4 and 6. Let me write this down. So the fates will decide again. Between 4 and 6. Because the gods, they could come up. They couldn't decide. You had some ideas. Some want to help, some do not want to help. Let's check the card that Minna rolled. It's an 18. Rocco Cam toggle, so off it goes. And this also goes away. And now, we're gonna go do it like this. So the 4 is 1 or 2, and the 6 is 3 or 4 on the fate die. I have to bring Rocco back actually because it's also our die cam. No, that wasn't in view. Let me do that again. And that's a 1, which you can't see at all. There, it's a 1. It's very hard to hold the 4-sided die properly for that. So it's a 4, meaning Shorty needs to beat a 4 with a d12. Again, the number appearing to the far right on this will be the one that he rolled in the most recent roll. And it's a 10. They're doing great. They're doing great. You can see the test rolls I did. They weren't great. But tonight they're doing great. I think the gods are in favor of this adventuring party. Something is happening here. Something good is happening here. All right. So, I should also note down, readjust Rocco Cam slightly so we can see the die rolls better, right? All right. So something good happens, or rather nothing bad happens. Let's say it like this. Malak moves up, nearly inhaling the toad. And for a second he feels like, oh, did I make a mistake here? Did I make a mistake? Is this a poisonous creature? And he starts to swallow and to chew. And the big frog kind of objects. But as he bites down the first time, out of the frog bursts a whole shower of much, much smaller frogs. Many of them orange. Not all of them still alive, but the big frog seems to have been the one eating all the smaller frogs? Dearie me. How could that have ever happened? And so, Malak Shorty Stonemender happily chews down the big frog, having rescued with his great hunger the many little frogs trapped inside of the very big frog. Lovely cannibalism. I think that deserves a chronicle entry. Do we have... Oh! We have a frog icon! Now that, of course, needs to be orange. Now the question is, has Shorty earned a new name already? Big Mouth or something like that? Or... Yeah. You have a minute. Dear gods. Does the party give Shorty a new nickname now? And if so, what is it? Overcome with great hunger and blessed by the gods with a mouth of equal size, Shorty eats the large toad they encounter in the swamp. Shorty is very mouthy now. You have 3 more seconds to give an idea. Otherwise, mouthy it's gonna be. So, Lucky, do you have an idea who in the party might be the first one to say that that's their new name now? Overcome with great hunger and blessed by the gods with a mouth of equal size, Shorty eats the large toad they encounter in the swamp. Out of the large toad burst the many little toads that had gone missing, many of which are orange. Okay. Scarp starts calling him Mouthy. From there onward, and the party picks it up. Now, next poll. Does Shorty actually prefer Mouthy? Or will he want a different name yet? Need name references somewhere visible at all time. Yep. Yep. Very good point. I've noted it down, thank you. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try. Okay, next poll. The gods decide. Does Shorty prefer Mouthy?
Rookie second just redeemed. Flexed biceps.
Yes.
Do 14 times 6
Mouthy
kilograms bicep curls.
Fills his ambition. Ding ding.
Rookie second just redeemed.
Yes.
Raised hand. Do
Mouthy
1 minute
is
cherry
great.
pickers.
No, neither. No, he hates both. Alright, you have a minute to do the poll while I do the workout. Thank you so much, Rookie, for keeping a little eye on my health. And we'll see whether or not the first ambition was filled tonight. Let's start this here. And I do the workouts. And you vote in the poll there. You have a little less than a minute to decide whether or not Shorty likes to be called mouthy and fills this ambition, or whether or not he hates both of them now and wishes to find yet another name for himself. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. Shorty cannot catch a break. He hates both of them. He hates both Shorty and Mouthy. So let's go over to our little party here. Let's edit our boy. Or Mouthy is being called Mouthy now for having a huge mouth gifted by the gods, with which he ate a huge toad in a swamp once. Hates Mouthy and Shorty. Very good. Very, very good. Very good indeed. I think... Yeah, I have some ideas. I have some ideas how to tackle this. But... Alright, so... The toads are freed and they scatter back into the swamp and happily swim away, and you hear all over. It's frogs all over doing their froggy things. And I can talk while I do the cherry pickers, that's not a problem. As they scatter around, you still have... The party still has the feeling. I'm still in the D&D Dungeon Master talking mode. I always refer to the party, so you have that feeling. But the party has that feeling that something isn't quite right yet. While there are plenty of frogs, it couldn't have been more than, say, 100, 200, 300 frogs in there. That's not enough to fill a swamp. That's not enough to be something that those twins might have noticed. Was this really all? Or are there more? And as they think about this, so do they hear from the pumpkin patch that they have just so left? Ribbit, ribbit, very loud, very deep. Ribbits, many of them. Does the party go and investigate? Another 1 minute poll. Let's go. Does the party go and investigate the big loud ribbits from the pumpkin patch? Even bigger frogs, more food. Have you eaten today, Solaki? Are you alright? Would you like us to buy you a pizza? You seem very single-minded. Actually, we might switch over to the spooky music list now. Let's go over to the spooky one. It's probably not very spooky, but we are in a swamp now. Mouthy is hungry, not me. Fair enough. Yes, so 67% of the gods could get their differences set aside. And we are now returning to the pumpkin patch to see what might be there. Led by Scarp and following the well-maintained path. Let me drink something real quick. The party makes it back to the pumpkin patch. They are a little bit careful, weary that they might come upon something that might do them harm. And indeed, in the pumpkin patch sit two large frogs. Both larger than the last, and one bigger than the other. They are eating the pumpkins. And they look like they are talking to each other in between munches. They look at one another, and as they bite down and tear big fleshy chunks out of the large pumpkins, they pause in between bites and seem to be having a conversation. Now, what will the party do? Next poll. What will the party do? Attack? Approach? Avoid? Flee. 1 minute. Let's go. Let's see where the gods push the party. Will they try and attack? Will they try and negotiate with these creatures? Is this even possible? Or will they try and flee and be done with this situation entirely? Let's see how the gods lean and decide. Few seconds left to get your opinion recognized in the pantheon. And 67% of the gods say the party approaches. Now the fates will decide which of the heroes has the ability and the will to be the one to approach. A D4 is cast, and the number is a 2. So Chalky, taking back the lead of the group, is the one to walk for. And first, he steps onto the pumpkin patch and clears his throat. Hello? Hello, dear frogs. Who might you be? I'm Chalky. Nice to meet you. You know, do you know anything about the little frogs that keep going missing around here? One, the larger one of the both, immediately turns to Chalky and hops a little bit closer, peering into his eyes. And the other one, looking a little bit taken aback by the appearance of the party, says another ribbit. And then, in a puff of smoke, both the frogs turn into people. Before the party stands a man, the smaller of the two, and a woman, the larger of the two. They are wearing well-maintained clothes. Outdated, you would say. They are certainly no longer in fashion and probably have not been for hundreds of years. And the woman standing very close to Chalky looks him up and down and says, "Why, yes indeed, dear visitor. The frogs are our friends. We keep them safe." And she pulls from beneath her dress a big bag from which you can hear a cacophony of croaking. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. And she opens the bag and you can see it's full of little frogs. She puts this back into her dress, safeguarding it. "Me and my brothers keep them safe from Agrama. Agrama is a big beastie, a crocodilian of sorts, has outgrown himself. And he is gorging himself on the poor froggies." Agroman? I mean, it was Agroman, but sure, let's go with Agroman. I get an idea for what kind of D&D player you are, Sulaki. I'm getting a feeling here. I'm getting a feeling here. Why do you ask? So, another decision for the gods to make. Will they tell what happened? Yes, tell them. No. No. You have 1 minute to decide whether or not the party shares their knowledge with the witches, which they are now assuming are the witches because they just turned into frogs. And going by their clothing, most likely these three, or rather two, are witches. So let's see what the Pantheon decides to do here. Agroman might come for Rocco too. He just might. I can really use those pole moments to just drink. That's pretty good. Yes, tell them. 100% of the gods agree. You are better than dentists. Dentists seem never to be able to really come to a conclusion on which toothpaste is the best. Wait, I didn't do... Did I count up the squats? Did anyone notice whether or not I counted up the squats? Or the curls? No, I didn't count up the curls. I feel like I didn't count up either. I just leave both of them at what they are. I feel like I forgot both. Doesn't matter. Alright. Chalky, still being the one talking, explains the situation. You get a threshold poll again. So... how difficult will this situation be? Do cast your vote. The higher the number, the harder it will be for Chalky to get a good result out of his little speech here. The lower the number, the easier it is for Chalky to get a good result out of this situation. Well, you see, starts Chalky. We were sent here by two twins called Tim and Tom. They asked us to find out what's happening with their friendly frogs, their frog friends, because they said they keep vanishing, and that was a little bit odd. And in exchange for our help in dealing with what is happening to the frogs, they would offer us to tell us where the witches of the swamp are, because we need some information on some curses. You mightn't be the witches. I mean, we haven't really met anyone like you ever before. Not at all. Not a few moments ago. Nothing happened at all. Let's see. Threshold is 4, decided by the gods. And Chalky now must win on the emotion level, because it's not because it's his best ability, but because he's currently trying to both convince them to help them and to not be found out to what just happened before. So the emotion check is the right one. He needs to roll higher than a 4. Anything at or below a 4 will be a problem. I know I wrote it differently in the thing, but trust me. Let's see. The furthest right number appearing next will be the number. Mouthy could smile. Alright, okay, sure. We'll give him a +1 on the emotion. We'll think a +1 because Mouthy is smiling very broadly in the background. Oh, you know what? That might be a problem because Mouthy might still have bits and pieces of the big frog stuck in his teeth. I don't think you want Mouthy to smile. I think that might go in the opposite direction here. I don't think that's gonna help much. So let's see what happens. What is going on? What is going on tonight? Only high rolls. The gods are blessing this party to no end. This is incredible. So Mouthy smiled in the background. Big smile. Smartly, he had cleaned out his teeth with the little stick he found on the way back. So there's no indication. Nothing for the witches to catch on that they just ate one of their number. So the witches exchange glances and say, well, you know, our other brother from a different mother has gone missing. We could hear his croak all throughout the day, but a mere few moments ago it stopped. This is how we tell each other where we are. So we fear Agraman might have gotten our brother from a different mother. So yes, you have found the witches. It is us. Would you be brave to face Agraman? We can tell you where his lair is. And if you can bring back our brother and deal with Agraman, we are happy to give you all that we know on the matter of curses. Are we agreed? Another poll coming up, chat. Help the witches? Yes. No. You have a minute? Let's go. Does the party agree to help the witches dealing with Agraman? You have a minute. Well, merely half a minute left to make a choice here. Let's see what the gods decide. Oh, it is a yes and a no, a 50-50. So it goes down to the fates again. 1 and 2 are yes. 3 and 4 are no. The fates decide once again. Let's see. Let's roll this. Wait, this is in the way. I'm just realizing. Whoop. There we go. It is a 1. It is a 1. I know. This is horrible. I need to find a better way to do that. It is a 1 though. So yes, the party decides to help the witches. Well, you know, we weren't... I mean, how hard can it be? Do you know anything about this Agramon? Beyond it being a crocodilian? Do we have some way of dealing with it? The witches exchange glances. And from one of her pockets, she produces a foul-smelling bundle of something. You can't even quite identify what it is. And holds it out to Chalky. And says, "This is something that will lure him, attract him. Our best guess is lure him out, make him open his mouth by presenting something very edible and nice, and then destroy him from within." Chalky takes the odd foul-smelling thing and puts it away with some amount of disgust. You know what? Let's roll for brawn. Let's see what happens when he takes it. It's a 9. Okay, his stomach can take it. His stomach can take it. He does a little, but he centers himself. He has dealt with, while cleaning up the mill at home, he has dealt with all sorts of grimy, horrible, leftover things that smell very foul. It's not the first time he had to handle something like this. Might not even be the last. So it will be fine. It will be alright. He will deal with it. And then the party turns, making their way in the direction the witches outlined for them, using the lamp that Scarp still holds for them to stay on the right and safe path, to find the lair of the creature called Agramon, and then eventually next week, facing it and seeing what their fate will bring. And this will be the last Chronicle entry for tonight as we are finishing up with stream. So let's see. Is there a hat? Oh yeah. We'll use the wizard hat as a witch's hat. And we'll make it purple. Met the witches. The party met 2 witches that were transformed. No, that were shape shifted into big toads. The witches are missing their younger brother from a different mother. Ask the party to help deal with a crocodilian called Agramon. And to try and find their lost brother, who just now stopped croaking. This has been even greater than I expected. The party agrees to help. Well, I'm very glad that this worked out and you had a good time. I did as well. So let's add the last entry here. We have done a lot tonight. The party was formed. The party went east. They met Tim and Tom. They ate a big frog toad, probably a witch, now that they think of it. And they met the witches, who they're looking for, to find some influence, some input on the curse. So now they just have to deal with this Agramon thing, get information on the curse, and help free Rocco. How hard can this be anymore? And Shorty is also now mouthy. So it's a win all around. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll end it here for tonight. Thank you all so much for contributing, for participating. It was a fun experiment. We have found some good input on what to improve until next week, and it was really fun. I had a great time. So thank you so much for making it so. And we're gonna go see if there's a raid. Thank you for doing this. Now, I'm happy you're here to help to push this along. These things don't work without people. So let's see if we can do a little raid. I'll check out the raid browser if there's someone online right now that is deserving of our love as much as we are usually deserving of each other's love there. And if there's someone I actually understand and know. What is this? Okay, of course we're only... Wait, I need to check Twitch proper. I need to see who's online. Of the people that I already know and love. Okay, because there's a whole lot of people online that I would like to go raid, but the raid browser isn't suggesting them. So, let's see. Who's deserving? There are a bunch on there. Duke Whiskey, Thrifty Token, Celestia Felion, Double Danger Dad. We have been going to Double Danger Dad a bit, so maybe not there. Duke Whiskey, Confused Cat is online. We haven't been there for a while. That's kind of crazy. But they're streaming together. There are some people streaming together. As is... Oh, wait. No, they're not streaming together. That is, I think... Ooh, that's the knocking thing. I could knock there. That's crazy. We're not going to go do that. I think we're going to go and raid as... Hard Jelly Social. They're very kind to us, usually, so let's get that going. That'll be our raid for tonight. Thank you all so much for coming along, for being here, for making this a fantastic stream. We'll put it up on the VOD as well, on the VOD channel on YouTube. See you over on the Discord. Hopefully next week, Monday, we continue the story together. And otherwise, next Thursday is our next Crusader Kings 3 stream, and Saturday is... Stellaris. So come and join us, and now we go watch Hard Jelly Social playing some spooky games. Thank you all so much. See you over there. See you next week. See you on the Discord and everywhere. Love you. Bye.